From the subreddit AskMen. Why is making fun of penis size not considered body shaming? It is. Because men are supposed to be too hard to feel shame, so it doesn't matter. /s talking shit about men's height should be considered body shaming too. Imagine the reaction if a successful and known male Tinder user changed his bio and said, "If your boobs are less than DD, don't bother and keep it moving," or "If your weight starts with a 2, you're too fat for me, swipe left." It absolutely is. People do that based on the man's height, weight, race, religion, etc. It is fucking disgusting, and nothing makes me lose respect for anyone who does that. Cut it with the BDE/SDE jokes. It's about time people saw men as human beings with penises attached, not the other way around. We deserve respect no matter what we are down there. Happy International Men's Day. Cause people totally give a shit. Good question. Why isn't it? It should be. It is. For me, I've heard many shaming comments directly about being skinny. I was probably about 140 pounds when I started college and maybe 165 today. Most of the negative comments come from overweight people. Usually I have to hold my tongue and take the high road. Because the culture we live in today claims men are inherently patriarchal, and body shaming a man would essentially be punching up. Because you are allowed to shame men but not women. Because being cruel and mean-spirited to men is cool. So cool both men and women love doing it. There's nothing people love more than letting small penis size havers know how worthless they are as human beings. Because nobody cares about men. It should be. It's a real dick move, even if it is just a little one. Men are shit on non-stop in every way imaginable. Men are beaten as children, mocked in media, presumed guilty until proven innocent, and generally expected to outperform women on top of all that adversity. Because they see small guys as subhuman. Body shaming rules therefore don't apply. A girl I was seeing told me once if we dated she would tell her friends I have a small dick, lol. Because we're men and can't possibly be victims of anything because patriarchy. It is, but people just don't care or don't consider it body shaming because they believe you can't body shame men somehow. Because it only happens to men. Because men can't be shamed, only women can. /s. It is. Whoever told you it isn't lied to you. It is. I mean, it is considered body shaming, but I feel like women/men tend to dismiss it cause men talk about vaginas comparing them to roast beef and talking about loose vaginas etc. It's kinda equally shamed and dismissed. I have an intense grower, like probably 3x plus flaccid to hard. Getting the shame regularly BC it appears small, but the only people that know it actually isn't are people I've slept with. Everyone just assumes you're tiny and view you as less of a man. Frustrating in a sense. It is considered body shaming. It's just that many people don't care about shaming others for their body. Because men don't organize and advocate like women do regarding the issues particular to our sex. Because men are the punching bag of society. Everything is our fault and our own mistreatment is the fault of the patriarchy. I think it is. It's not considered body shaming because those who care about body shaming don't give the faintest fuck about men unless it's to demonize them. Because you should accept yourself for who you are. Not what other people think. Merely opinionated. Because the anti-body shaming movement is dominated by feminists and they, despite their constant affirmations, don't give a shit about men or despise them even. It is, but men and attractive women are banned from the anti-body shaming committee. I've never heard that. Whoever said it isn't. Who are you hanging out with, op? It is, but it doesn't feel like it because there's a double standard in today's society to protect women way more than men when it comes to this stuff. A clear example, it's very common for women to request height on dating profiles, but if a man does the same for weight, watch out for the pitchforks. It is, and if not it should be. In my book it does count as body shaming and I find it unacceptable. I mean it is, we just don't talk about any of that stuff in regards to men. Because. Flips notes it's just a joke and people have to just man up. Yeah, the only idea I have is we normalized these jokes through sitcoms and messing around and now people just don't seem to get the hint that it isn't funny. Because it's men and most people believe that only women are victims. It is, but it's cared about less in the same communities that champion body positivity most. Because it's generally directed at a socially dominant group that those communities are usually combating, that group's body shaming of everyone else. So it complicated the situation a little. Every once in a while you will see people in those communities calling out the body shaming, even of dominant groups, to be consistent with their principles. It's fairly rare. Usually when it happens a lot of people will agree with them, some may even recant what they were saying before. But some will double down even more on the body shaming with some roundabout rationalization why it doesn't apply to dominant groups. Which some things actually don't, like sexism, but body shaming absolutely does apply to all. People are people. Everyone's echo chamber is still an echo chamber. Because nobody cares when it's done to men. You thought body positivity was for us? LMU. Because you gotta man up, obviously. Because women have integrity amnesia. It should be, but I would have definitely thought that was already considered to be body shaming. Penises, along with the rest of human anatomy, are all different sizes and they are all more than okay. Because it's usually women who do it and many of them don't have very much self-reflection. All of you champions have giant PPs. Congratulations. Because a tiny penis on any size guy is hysterical, particularly to women. 100% of the women that have seen what I got have brought up their disappointment in a past relationship. Women always tell their friends and guys with size. If a woman has not brought up yours being bigger, she is talking about you sooner or later. 100% of them. Women do this all the time because they think they get a free pass on shit like this. Because women don't have penises, typically. Body shaming only matters when it's women being shamed. Because it's directed towards men. Because double standards. I mean, it is, but it's different. Body shaming is almost only used about weight. What if a girl has a stinky puss? Nobody says you're body shaming, and some girls with good hygiene just have a pungent scent. People will not get mad at you for being turned off. Now when I say a girl was overweight so I didn't enjoy the sex, body shaming. Ridiculous. It is, but nobody cares when men are the target. Because nothing that persecutes or harms men is ever seen as wrong in American society. It is. Because no one gives a shit about men. Men aren't allowed to be victims. Didn't you get the memo? Because it's happening to a guy, and no one cares. Cause it targets men. It is body shaming, but since it's against men, it's not valid. See balding. I'm balding a lot at 21, gets pointed out to me by just about every guy regardless of age. Fortunately, men can get muscles and silence everyone. We don't generally see dicks all day in the outside life, so I mean, how can we body shame something we shouldn't see all the time? Now if some girl had sex with you and took a picture of it and showed it to your peers at school or work, then yes, that is body shaming, cause it's forcing people to see your junk and judge it. Because it is an insult to men, so nobody gives a shit. These things have always been a double standard, in favor of women, reprehensible when it is towards women, hilarious when it is towards men. Same with the jokes about our short kings. It is 100% body shaming and something they can't do anything about. That's life. It isn't fair and never will be, lol. Well, because woman did it. It is. People just don't care. It is, but on a societal level there isn't much body positivity for men, so it's okay to make fun of. Is your dick part of your body? Then yes, it's body shaming. It certainly is body shaming. Because culture takes time to change, and humans have been joking about dicks for way longer than we have been judging women on their size. Those roots are deep and take a lot of work to dig out. Because men aren't allowed to have feelings and are always the oppressor according to society. Never mind that men's mental health issues are higher than ever and we're more dangerous to ourselves than anyone else. But we can't talk about that stuff. I'm fine and no, I don't have a micro. I'm happily slightly above average, just had to get that out before anyone asked. Because it's against men, so it's okay. But good God, tell a woman she could leave that fifth cheeseburger alone, and the woke fucking world loses their minds. It is, but men are not snowflakes. It is, the double standard is just a lot more insidious when it comes to men than women concerning physique. Because patriarchy. Because male. The end. Because people aren't seeing your penis unless you want them to. Has someone shamed you for having a small penis? Can't answer the question because you're using the passive voice. Who are you talking about? Because most men are treated like second-class citizens. Happy Ant Men's Day. Let's check how Google decided to honor half the pop like they did in Women a Day. Because modern feminism / the woke culture / the body positivity movement doesn't give a fuck about men. It sure is body shaming, the worst kind also. It is nothing we as men can change. If I could train my penis to be 8 inches, I would, but I can't. It is for some reason just not treated as body shaming as much as other things. But God forbid you ever dare call a woman fat, you monster. Something that can actually be changed, sigh.